Now, I don't think anyone would have bet that good old fat Phillip Rivers would have started a game for the Indianapolis Colts. Sean, you said this to me before we started today's show, and I didn't want to give you my full thoughts before we got into the actual segment. This could not have been a more perfect Hack City storyline. Literally could not have been a more perfectly constructed. I had to keep reminding myself yesterday and today, this was real.
Yeah.
This was something that happened. A overweight, dumpy, not in good shape, 44-year-old Phillip Rivers went out there and started a game. And he played exactly how I think any of us would have expected a fat 44-year-old dad to play. He was launching his whole body into it. He had no arm strength. The craziest part about his performance was that he completed just 2 of 8 attempts over 10 air yards for 33 yards and a pick, compared to the 16 of 18 for 87 yards and a touchdown on passes underneath that limit. Look, I give him credit for going out there and trotting out there, doing his thing. Apparently, Matt Ryan was talking about this on Russillo's pod. Part of the reason why they did this is that he's in constant communication with the organization. He just talks to them all the time, which created this circumstance. But dude, I was in love watching this. This was the stupidest thing that I've ever witnessed, and it could not have been more perfect.
It's all I care about. All I care about is seeing more fat Phillip Rivers on an NFL field, trying desperately not to get decleated by all of these savages on the other side on the defense. I mean, Terminators charging after you. You're 45, dude. You wanted another crack at it? Okay, I'll get to that. What I've enjoyed is with AI and social media, everybody in sports media is kind of living the same life. And it feels like everybody is doing this shared universal take when everything happens. This is an exception, because you can't predict an NFL franchise in 2025 is going to trot out an overweight 45-year-old quarterback that played 1 season for them and 15 in San Diego, and he actually gets to start. You can't do that. So people had to build out their own reactions, their own takes, unheard of. This is some 1960s shit. This is some shit that they would do, like at the first Super Bowl when we had a guy, the fan man, who flew down in the stadium with a jetpack. Like this is some classic NFL stuff that you just cannot script because of team desperation or relationships, connectivity. Give it to me. Get fatter, Phillip Rivers. Get even fatter. I want Atlanta to sign you next year. Keep it up. Satchel Paige played well into his 50s. I know it was some gimmicky stuff. I love the gimmick. I'd buy a ticket to watch you in person.
I think the best part about this was his physical state, because it's not like Matt. I was listening to Matt Ryan talk about this.
Yeah,
you see Matt Ryan in the studio. He's in really good shape.
He's got abs. Yeah,
I bet you if we called up Tom Brady and asked him to play a game, he wouldn't look silly. He would probably be slightly better statistically than Phillip Rivers, but he wouldn't look like he didn't even look like he was built like an offensive lineman in this circumstance. He literally looked like a big, just overweight dad who won a contest to go out there and play a game. And I'm not trying to shit on him. One thing that was really cool, by the way, there's this one clip that was circulating where he's so cerebral. He's one of the most brilliant quarterbacks that's ever played. He identified pressure that was coming. He adjusted the protection, and then he connected with one of his receivers in that gap.
Oh, yeah, he slotted it right in behind the backer.
Just completely stepped in out of nowhere, was capable of doing that. One of the craziest things that you'll ever see a 44-year-old capably do. Other than that, he just looked hilarious dropping back there. I think that we should do this once a season.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should call upon a random quarterback over the age of 40, and a team who loses their starter, they should have to only be able to sign someone like this.
It's so tremendous. It looked like he was wearing a winter coat under his jersey. We
had lots of that in practice in college.
I'm certain he was wearing a flak jacket. It was just such a scene. And then what you touched on, The ability to walk up and use some heady quarterback like knowledge to move over a backer and to know exactly where I need to put the ball versus this pressure, because I've seen it so many times. Lost art. It's a lost art. And today, to see what Phillip Rivers did, where he played quarterback for so long at so many places for so long, and then you just learn that he's a master of this craft. Whether or not you want to call his performance masterful or not, that's up to you. I would put it in the Lou. But the mastery of playing quarterback cannot be undersold. And when I'm scrolling Twitter today and I see all of these phenomenal athletes playing quarterback that keep on transferring schools and don't know how to play quarterback anymore, I'm going to be telling kids, my kids, your kids, whoever, about what wizardry actually looked like in the pocket. And Phillip Rivers and his era of quarterbacks could be the last ones to actually be able to do something like that. Now, I know you're getting taught all this if you're a quarterback. I'm not saying Caleb Williams couldn't go and up to the line and check or switch a protection if he needed to. It's not the same level of autonomy. It's not the same feel of the game. These kids aren't learning how to be quarterbacks. Phillip Rivers knew how to play quarterback. That's why they signed his ass. Loved it.
I have to slightly pivot away from the game. This had me thinking, and I inspired you to write a piece on your Substack. And then I also did a video for the Sports Geek on this, a list of 5 guys that I put out of, the all-unk team of guys that I would call right this second to suit up and go and play a game. I know who you're going to go with. I got 2 quick options I'm going to pitch you. I would call Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith, I think he's 56. Emmitt Smith is in good shape. He lasted an insane amount of time. I don't know how quick he's going to move, but I think that if I needed to give him a couple short yardage carries, I think Emmitt Smith's going to get them for me over the age of 50. The other one's not as funny. Jason Peters, I feel like well into his 60s, I could pick up the phone and call him like 20 years from now. Jason, are you available? Jason, we need a left tackle.
Look, we need a swing guy. Come on, big man.
Yeah,
we need you. I think, Jason Peters stuck around for so long. Emmitt Smith, the same. I feel like that longevity, it's like, I don't know, you're a mechanic for 20 years. You look at an engine and you laugh at it. Like, oh, what you need me to replace the alternator? Yeah, give me a challenge. That's how I feel like they would set off. I want to see Michael Irvin take a
That was the one I wanted you to bring up. I want
Michael Irvin in pads one more time so badly. And I don't want this to be now. A lot of people would have this conversation spin off to some football equivalent to the Big Three, where it would be the Unk League and they're playing on like a 40-yard field and they're trying to moss each other.
We don't need that.
It would look sad. It kind of would look sad.
Someone would quite literally explode. Yes. Someone would physically evaporate. All it would take is Vontaze Burfict coming over the middle and blasting Deshaun Jackson, and then we've got a court case. We've just got like it would be a criminal case. There'd be no fixing that.
There needs to be stakes. The reason why the Phillip Rivers situation is also heightened is because Indy's in the freaking playoff race in the AFC. They're like 8-6, grinding it out in the AFC South, which is getting super tight. And they called on him to come and try to win a game. That's what's exceptional about that. I'm calling Michael Irvin to help me win a game if I need it. If I genuinely, desperately needed it, I bet he would die on that field if he had to. He really would.
Oh, easily. That's not even a question.
I'm giving a call to Frank Gore, only 42.
Frank Gore's a good one.
I just love him. I'm giving a call to Hines Ward. I'm going to have him pop every single DB in the mouth.
I don't know if Hines Ward guy. I went back and used your article as some inspiration. I don't know if I call on Hines Ward, but I mean it's not a terrible option for him to be on the table.
What about my safety plays of Eric Berry and Eric Weddle?
I included Eric Weddle in the video that I did. I think that Eric Weddle is another one of those guys. Like at 65, I could be like, "Hey man, can you just suit up for one game? We're not even going to put you out there. We just need a backup safety for this weekend."
He had 70 tackles in his last season.
How old was he in his last?
Old. I don't know, like 35, 34, 35. That's insane to me. That's old school football stuff. God. I want Phillip Rivers to stay on the Colts. I want Matt Ryan to be signed back by the Falcons. I want the Texans to sign Matt Schaub as a backup. Matt Hasselbeck could go back up Sam Darnold in Seattle. Give me the gurus back in the organizations. All right. I'm actually getting tired of young quarterbacks, and it's starting to piss me off now that I'm seeing old quarterbacks. I'm like, I need this. I need more of it. It's like rock gods looking at the state of guitar now. I know it's math rock and it's just so intricate and artistic, but looking at old rock gods and how they commanded the presence of that instrument. And now it's like, you can't even find a guitar in the top 40. I'm old. That pisses me off that I'm old, and now I want more Phillip Rivers.